folks, we are here at the Kitchen Minute for Antelope Point, and when we find something that's really awesome on the dock, besides Leslie here, we go after it. We want to see it. So we're here at Leslie and Rob's home. Rob is the marina manager, and she makes the most incredible salsa. And I know you've been kind of tweaking this a little while and have got it down to where it's, I mean, the last time she gave us some, my wife and I, we didn't even use the chips. We ate it with spoons. It was so incredible. So she's also a local cosmetologist, all this cool stuff. But today, she's our salsa master. So get us started on making this salsa here.
Okay, first of all, everything I use is mostly fresh.
Okay.
We grow a garden in the summer, so we use everything out of our garden. So we have tomatoes and peppers, tomatillos, onions, fresh jalapenos, cilantro, and we have my handy dandy
special chopper.
This is the best salsa chopper ever.
Which is your husband's job usually.
Yes.
He's the chopper man.
Rob's job. He's the chopper, and the salsa we can make it really fast.
But now normally, talk about, no, go ahead, talk about big. Now we're going to make a little batch today, which is rare for the Kitchen Minute because usually we're like big, big, big. But today, we're making it a little bit smaller. This is what she normally makes the salsa in. So it's not very popular, that she's got to make it in this size of a tub. And I think everybody in the entire area of Page gets a little bit. And usually we're all done with it before she even can get more made. So it's just, I'm telling you, it's awesome. The other thing I like about it too is it's so versatile. You can eat it on so many different things. On scrambled eggs in the morning, it is incredible. And I love it because it's super healthy. I mean, you can't eat too much of this stuff. It is really delicious. So we basically just coarse chop all these ingredients, put them in here, and pulse them, and then put them together in a bowl till we mix it.
Yes.
All right, well, let's do all that.
Here's the onion.
It's really neat because it's not juicing out our onions either. Now tell me how to know when.
You can make them, I like them pretty fine pieces. You just keep tearing until it's, sometimes Rob makes them too big, so we have to put it back on. Chop some more.
Okay, so we're going to do this with the onions, and then we're going to basically do it with all these other ingredients, and we'll pick up back when we're getting ready to put them together in the bowl, and we can talk about our spices. Okie doke, we're back. We got all our fun stuff chopped, except you did all this by hand.
I did.
And I noticed
like the way the pieces.
Oh yeah,
smaller.
it definitely looks a lot cooler and more fresh style. But now I noticed the rubber gloves. Tell people what's with the rubber gloves.
Well, I just cut up some fresh jalapeno, and one time I chopped without it, and then I rubbed my eyes, and I paid for it for the next 2 days.
Yep, so. I've done the same, except I rubbed even worse and paid for it for even more days. So, smart move. And you know what's funny is I never used to use rubber gloves, and I think that the produce has gotten kind of hotter over the years because now you can hardly chop a jalapeno that doesn't burn and get underneath your fingernails and everything else. So, all right, so we put all this stuff together. We're going to put it into here now?
Yes.
Okay, let's move all this stuff, even the hand chop stuff, and then we're going to finish it off with all of our other cool ingredients. So let's start putting them in here and tell us what you're doing.
Okay. The next thing I add is a can of diced tomatoes. This just gives more of a tomato flavor.
And we'll post this recipe on the internet because it is size appropriate. Obviously, when she makes this, she usually uses like what, 6 of those big cans?
At least, yeah.
Yes.
12 onions.
You know, you'll have to kind of adjust this to make sure that it works for you. So it's not important for us to sit here and say, and I've told you how boring this is anyway. 1/4 cup crab. I mean, boring. You can get the recipe. We'll post it for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Then we do 1/4 cup of lemon juice.
Awesome.
And a tablespoon of minced garlic.
And did I remind everybody that it's Leslie, not Leslie? Okay, they only had to remind me 13 times and got a smack on the back of the head.
And then we have a teaspoon of salt.
And you're using this really great Redmond salt, which is pretty cool, and this also happens to be one of our customers.
Yes.
And it really does taste great. It's all natural sea salt. It's never been bleached or any of that stuff. I mean, if you haven't seen it, check it out at the store. In fact, we're going to talk about that in one of our next Kitchen Minutes about the taste of salt.
And then my favorite ingredient, garlic salt.
Garlic salt, buck in the system.
And then if you don't have fresh green chili, which we get from New Mexico, you can use a can of diced green chilies, or the fresh green chili is a lot hotter, so I use about a tablespoon or 2.
And you can actually go online also under, I think it's NewMexicoChili.com, and order that stuff frozen right to your house wherever you live. So I don't care if you're in Paris, France, you can get that chili if you want the same flavor.
And then our last thing we add is this Mexican El Pato sauce, and this is our red sauce and also the heat.
Oh, wow.
So depending on how hot you want your salsa, depends on how many cans you add. So,
don't make it too hot for me, you know. I'm kind of cautious about the heat. Had to adjust a few recipes when I got here to Arizona. I got news for you. And then that's it. We're just going to mix it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Just mix it up.
And then what it winds up looking like is this here. This beautiful fresh salsa. Just like that. And tell us the trick that you like to do to give it like a completely different look and feel.
Okay. What we started doing is pureeing the salsa. So it looks more like a restaurant salsa. We use our little hand blender, and you just blend it up, and then it's not as chunky.
Just pulse it and see it kind of gets smooth.
Yep.
Either way, this is the most amazing salsa. Look for the recipe on the internet. Thank you so much, Leslie.
You're welcome. Thank you for
I got
coming.
it right. And just remember, we do it. You can do it too. Rock the dock. I'm Chef Jim White.